One thing all parents need is support in their journey, nurturing and guiding the South Africans of tomorrow. Local NGO Heartlines have launched a campaign called Fathers Matter. It's aimed at giving support and guidance to fathers. They have also launched a WhatsApp interactive coach that helps dads ask questions on how to navigate life and parenting. Technical lead and digital content architect Andile Maposa joins us. Andile, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. It sounds like an exciting and insightful platform. Talk to us about it.
So the WhatsApp coach came about because one of the things we discovered was hindering men from being present in their children's lives was a lack of skills. And this lack of skills resulted in them not being confident when it came to showing up in their children's lives. And so we built the coach to assist men with the skills, with the tips, and with the tools that they would need to be present in their child's life at every stage of their development, as well as to ask those questions they might not be happy to ask someone else. They might feel judged when they ask these questions. So it's a personal, one-on-one private conversation that you are having with our WhatsApp coach, but you can also search our library of content and get tips about being a father, as well as about your child and about being a father figure in the case that you're an uncle or a grandfather who stands in the role of a father.
What are some of the most asked questions? If you speak about how some fathers may be too embarrassed to even ask some of these questions, what are you finding are some of the biggest questions that fathers want insight on?
So some of the biggest questions we've received on our WhatsApp chat so far have been things like, how do I connect with my children? How do I connect with my child? Or how do I connect with my teenager? The next set of questions, which we also see coming up quite a lot, is around co-parenting, as well as what are the legal aids that are available for a father in a case of a separation. And so some of these are just some of the questions that we see quite a bit, but we also see fathers asking, how can I be a better dad? Or how can I help my child with, the transition from primary school to high school, or the transition into school as well. But we also have questions like, how do I change a nappy? Or my child has a slight temperature, what should I do? Another gentleman once messaged just about 2 a.m. in the morning. The child had been crying for some time and they got some tips. They did what the coach said, and afterwards they sent us a message saying, thank you. The child has been asleep for 2 hours now.
That's amazing. Let's talk a little bit about the problematic dynamics around co-parenting and what impact that has on the child if these two adults can't make this work.
So obviously, I think the first challenge will always be when one parent does not get access, whether it's because of a fight or whatever. It could always leave the child feeling neglected by the parent who has been sidelined. And so this obviously will have further confidence issues later on in life. But aside from just the confidence issues as well, we can also see that just having a present, active father in the life of a child has got better outcomes when it comes to things like education, as well as reducing the risk of being a victim or a perpetrator of GBV. And so on the whole, it is much more beneficial for the parents to be able to come together and negotiate a way that the father can be present in the life of their child, even after a separation has occurred.
The importance of positive role models. I mean, you make mention of a father figure, not necessarily a father per se, a father figure, whether it's an uncle or a grandfather. How do we differentiate the two and the benefit of having a father figure?
So when we talk about father figures, we're talking about people who may not be the biological dad, but they step into this role. And by stepping into this role, the same benefits that a child would have if they grew up with a present, active, and positive, the key word there is positive, the same benefits that a child would get from a positive biological dad in their life are the same benefits that a child would get when a person steps into that role as well.
What do you think are some of the dangerous perceptions that need to change when it comes to fatherhood, the role of fathers, and how it's really changing to become more adaptable, allowing that one-on-one time, those deep conversations, really getting a sense of what the child is thinking and broadening their landscape?
I think one of the first things that we definitely need to address is this idea that a father is merely just a provider of finances and provision. We definitely need to step away from this, because while provision is important, the presence of a father is equally, if not more important as well. And this is linked to things like, playing with your child gives them confidence. And if you're only seen as a provider and we are not allowing you all these other things, the access and the emotional engagement, having those deep conversations like you mentioned, we are unfortunately stunting our holistic growth of any child. So if we can move away from this idea that a father has to be the provider, yes, provision is important,
Yes.
but their presence is equally more important. I think something else we need to shift away from is the culture that dad was the authoritarian, the disciplinarian only. And he would only be called in when there's issues or when there's trouble. This then creates an environment where dad is feared. And we don't want dads to be feared in a negative way. But when dad can come down to his child's level, whether it's through something simple as playing together or having a conversation, you'll find again the confidence that you boost in your child and the bond that you create there is so beneficial.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. Technical lead and digital content architect Andile Maphosa, speaking there about the importance of fatherhood.